We're speaking with Benji Gershon, who's the founder of American Jewish Conservatives. You mentioned how people came across the border on that horrible day, but you also mentioned that that same border is open in America, the same risk we have. My question is, aren't they already here, waiting for the operational orders?
Some of them are already here, and it's a huge problem. I mean, we have right here in North Texas, in Richardson, one of the biggest cells of Hamas is right in our backyard. So could they launch an attack here right at home? Absolutely. It's a serious threat. So there's not much we can do about the fact they're already here, but we can at least secure the border now and ensure that no more come in, because we don't know where these people are coming from. We don't know what their intentions are, and we need to secure the border. I mean, that's pretty much universally accepted at this point.
Well, and we need the intelligence. I was talking with my friend John Guandolo.
Yeah.
You may know John.
Yeah, we've had
and
him.
Lara Logan and Mike Flynn. And it's pretty commonly known what you said about Richardson, but all of the hot spots around America. And yet you would be considered to be, Islamophobe to bring things like that up. And I don't mean the average American Muslim is an American Muslim. I don't mean to, but there are people that are dedicated to the destruction of this country, just like there are people dedicated to the destruction of Israel. Yeah,
I mean, they're living amongst us, and we need to weed them out. And there's I don't know why we haven't done more to figure out who these people are and where and how we can remove them from our country. But that's something that needs to happen. Hopefully it'll happen under the Trump administration. So what you're actually suggesting, there are two solutions. I'm going to derive one from what we said in the first segment, and then the second solution, we've got to put leadership in that pays attention to this, that cares about the border, that cares about Israel, that cares about individual American liberty. So it's the anti-World Economic Forum. It's the certainly China and actually Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese people are fine. At the end of the day, people are fine. Yeah. It's the philosophy and ideology that's a problem. So that's one solution. It's a political solution. Mm-hmm. How would we do that? Name some things that we should be doing. We need to beef up the number of enforcement officers that are at the border. We need to have proper surveillance, both on the ground and aerial surveillance. We need to have a better system of detaining these people and being able to process them through the court system more efficiently and faster. I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. But that's not going to happen without a political solution. And true. Politically, how are we going to turn out? So the number of American Jewish people is actually fairly small. It is. You're a tiny part of the American population. And yet we're going to have to win a big election where President Biden, theoretically, I don't know what the proper, won 80 million votes. And the media is telling us that Vice President Harris is essentially a shoo-in and beloved and, tied, if not leading, President Trump even after he was shot. So how do we get the word out? Well, it comes through education to start. I mean, you have to have people that are willing to speak the truth and stand up for the facts and not be afraid. Social media is a huge part of that. If you're going to events like the ones we're putting on are a big part of that. But you'd be surprised at what word of mouth can do. I mean, tell 5, 10 of your friends to attend an event or watch a seminar or educational video on a topic that they may disagree with. If we don't have dialogue and conversation in this country, we're doomed. And it's been a problem for a long time now. But I think it starts with having these conversations at the kitchen table with your friends. And even in synagogues, I mean, we don't talk about it. It's like shunned to have a conversation about politics. I think more of the rabbis need to step up and be willing to speak up about these issues, because we're at a critical moment in our history. It's not like your typical election coming up, after October 7th especially. The rabbis have a duty, I think, to speak up to their congregations. And all I see is some of the leftist rabbis from some of the synagogues speaking about social justice issues and why they should vote for Kamala Harris. But you're not seeing it with all the Orthodox synagogues, some of the conservative synagogues. And they have a huge duty to their congregation to do that, in my opinion.